Tight and swinging a drive deep to left field. For history, goodbye baseball off the out-of-town scoreboard.
History isn't just made, it's earned. It's forged in the fire of a season, swing by swing, moment by moment. And on a day the baseball world will never forget, one man stepped up to the plate with the weight of history on his shoulders. What you're about to see is more than just a home run. It's a coronation, a catcher climbing to a throne no one before him has ever reached. Welcome to Baseball Extra, your home for the most in-depth baseball news and analysis. Today, we're breaking down Cal Raleigh's monumental, record-shattering day. We'll also dive into the absolute chaos in the NL West as the Dodgers and Padres battle for supremacy, and witness the New York Yankees fight to avoid historic humiliation against their bitter rivals, the Boston Red Sox. Plus, we'll look at the mind-blowing numbers of a pitcher who might just be the best we've ever seen through 50 starts. You are not going to want to miss a second of this. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Baseball Extra. We begin today in Seattle, where something truly special happened. The chase was on. For weeks, we've been watching Cal Raleigh, the man they call the Big Dumper, inch closer and closer to history. The record for the most home runs in a single season by a primary catcher was 48, set by the legendary Salvador Perez. Entering Sunday's game against the A's, Cal stood at 47. The air in the stadium was electric. Every time he walked to the plate, you could feel 40,000 people holding their breath. So let's set the scene. Bottom of the first inning. The Mariners are facing the A's. Cal steps into the box, and you just had a feeling. He was seeing the ball so well. His swing was so dialed in. On a 0-1 count, he gets a pitch he can handle, and he doesn't miss it. Just like that, he tied it. A laser beam into the stands, his 48th of the season. The crowd goes wild, a curtain call, and a huge moment for the Mariners. But tying a record is one thing. Owning it is another. The question on everyone's mind was, how long would it take for him to hit number 49? A few games? A week? How about his very next at-bat? This is the stuff of legends. The kind of moment you tell your kids you witnessed. In the third inning, Raleigh steps up again. The pitcher delivers, and the rest is etched into the MLB record books forever. Goodbye, baseball. Cal Raleigh, with his 49th home run of the year, is the new single-season home run king for catchers. An absolutely storybook moment for a player who has become the heart and soul of this Seattle Mariners team. Think about the names he has now surpassed. Johnny Bench, Roy Campanella, Mike Piazza, all legends of the position, and Cal Raleigh now stands alone at the top for a single season's power display. But the history-making didn't stop there. That was also his 9th multi-homer game of the season. Do you know who holds the record for a switch hitter? He just passed him. A guy you might have heard of, Mickey Mantle. When your name is being mentioned in the same breath as Mickey Mantle, you are doing something extraordinary. It's a testament to the incredible season and the elite MLB highlights he is producing every week. And this wasn't just a personal achievement. This performance powered the Mariners to an 11-4 win, backed by a stellar start from Logan Gilbert, who racked up a career-high 13 strikeouts. With the Astros losing on Sunday, this win pulls the Mariners to just 2 games back in the Out West. This record isn't just a number. It's a rallying cry for a team with serious October aspirations. Afterwards, the man of the hour had this to say: humble, focused, and now a record breaker. An incredible day for Cal Raleigh and one of the best stories of this baseball season. Now, let's shift our focus from a record being set to a divisional race that is reaching a boiling point. I'm talking about the NL West, where the Los Angeles Dodgers and San Diego Padres are locked in epic struggle for the top spot. Going into the weekend series, this was already a marquee matchup. But after the Padres took the first 2 games on Friday and Saturday, the entire dynamic of the division shifted. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, the Dodgers were looking up at someone in the standings. They had fallen a full game behind San Diego. For a team with championship or bust expectations, being a wildcard team is simply not in their vocabulary. The pressure was immense heading into Sunday's series finale. And early on, it looked like more frustration was on the way for LA. In a bases-loaded situation, Teoscar Hernandez absolutely crushed a ball to deep center field. It looked like a grand slam, until Ramon Laureano went airborne and brought it back, robbing him in spectacular fashion. It was a deflating moment. Shortly after, the Padres capitalized. Elias Diaz hit a two-run homer, putting San Diego up 2-0. The Dodgers were on the ropes, their backs against the wall. But when you have a lineup like the Dodgers, you're never truly out of a game. And when you have a leader like Freddie Freeman, you always have a chance. In the sixth inning, with the team desperate for a spark, Freddie delivered a laser to right center, his 17th of the year. And just like that, the game is tied at 2. That's what an MVP caliber player does. He senses the moment and rises to meet it. That home run completely shifted the momentum in the dugout. You could feel the energy change, and it opened the floodgates. In the very next inning, the 7th, with 2 runners on, a rookie stepped up to have his biggest moment in the big leagues yet. Catcher Dalton Rushing, who bats ninth in this star-studded lineup, said it best himself. Batting ninth for the Dodgers is like batting fifth for most other teams. And he proved it. Gone. A 3-run shot that blows the roof off the place and gives the Dodgers a 5-2 lead. An absolutely massive swing from the rookie. But the party was just getting started. Later in that same inning, Freddie Freeman decided one home run wasn't enough, launching another one to extend the lead to 7-2. And just for good measure, Shohei Ohtani decided to join in on the fun, blasting his 45th home run of the year. It was an offensive explosion that resulted in an 8-2 Dodgers victory. With the win, they climbed right back into a tie with the Padres for first place in the NL West. Here's the most tantalizing part. These two teams do not face each other again in the regular season. This race is going down to the wire, and you get the feeling we are destined for a colossal showdown between these two powerhouses this October. From a West Coast rivalry, we head to the most historic rivalry in all of American sports, Yankees versus Red Sox. And heading into Sunday, the situation in the Bronx was dire. The Yankees hadn't just lost to the Red Sox. They had been dominated. They lost Thursday. They lost Friday. They lost Saturday. That made it 8 straight losses to their arch-rivals. They were on the verge of being swept in a 4-game series at home by Boston for the first time in 86 years. 86 years, the ghosts of Fenway Park seemed to have followed the Red Sox to Yankee Stadium. The mood was tense. The fans were restless. The team needed a jolt of energy, and they got it from one of their newest stars, Jazz Chisholm Jr., a towering 2-run shot in the second inning to give the Yankees a lead they would never relinquish. That's the kind of swagger and energy this team desperately needed. Jazz brought the cure. But he wasn't the only one. In the very next inning, Trent Grisham, a player Aaron Boone calls the Big Sleep, woke up in a big way. An absolute no-doubter. One of 2 home runs on the day for Grisham, who provided some serious power from the bottom of the lineup. But the man of the hour, the one who truly put the game away, went back to that smooth Jazz. In the 8th inning, Chisholm stepped up again and delivered the final blow. That's the dagger. A multi-homer game for Jazz, and a much-needed 7-2 victory for the Yankees. This wasn't just about pride or avoiding historical embarrassment. This win was critical for the wild card race. With the victory, the Yankees pulled to within just a half game of Boston for the top wild card spot. This sets up a monumental series between these two teams in the second week of September at Fenway Park that you will not want to miss. For the Yankees, Carlos Rodon gave them the solid start they needed, going 5 2/3 innings while only giving up 2 runs. It was a total team effort to stop the bleeding. All right, let's move from team rivalries to individual dominance. And folks, we need to talk about what is happening in Pittsburgh every time Paul Skenes takes the mound. It's becoming must-see television. On Sunday, Skenes made his 50th career start, and just like the 49 before it, it was a masterpiece. Against the Rockies, Skenes was virtually unhittable. He pitched 7 shutout innings, giving up just 3 hits, striking out 7, and most impressively, he didn't walk a single batter. The Pirates won the game 4-0, and Skenes lowered his ERA to a ridiculous 2.07, which is now the best in all of baseball. But it's when you put his first 50 starts into historical context that your jaw really hits the floor. His ERA through 50 career starts is 2.02. In the live ball era, which dates back over a century, that is the second best mark of all time. The only pitcher with a better ERA through 50 starts was Vida Blue. That's it. That's the list. He's ahead of legends like Orel Hershiser and a host of other Hall of Famers. What we are witnessing from Paul Skenes isn't just a great start to a career. It's a historically unprecedented run of dominance. He is the brightest spot in a promising future for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now it's time for a quick trip around the league for our Baseball Extra News Roundup. We start in Philadelphia, where the Phillies got a massive performance from Ranger Suarez when they needed it most. Suarez was electric against the Nationals, striking out 11 batters over 7 scoreless innings in a 3-2 victory. This start was huge, coming just days after the team received the devastating news that their ace, Zach Wheeler, will miss the rest of the season with thoracic outlet syndrome, an injury that requires surgery and a 6 to 8 month recovery. With Wheeler out, the Phillies need guys like Suarez to step up, and he did in a big way. That win was also crucial in the NL East race. The second-place New York Mets lost to the Atlanta Braves 4-3 on Sunday, despite a home run from Mark Vientos, his third in as many at-bats. A go-ahead 2-run single from Jurickson Profar in the 8th inning sealed the win for the Braves. The Mets' loss now puts them 7 games behind the first-place Phillies, and the Mets need to be looking in their rearview mirror. The Cincinnati Reds are getting hot. They beat the Diamondbacks 6-1 on Sunday, thanks to a great start from Brady Singer and a big 3-run homer from Spencer Steer. The Reds are now just a game and a half behind the Mets for the final wild card spot. An interesting note on the Reds: with that win, they avoided a sweep and remain the only team in Major League Baseball not to be swept in a series all season long. That speaks volumes about their resilience. Speaking of resilience, how about the San Francisco Giants? Down 3-2 in the 9th inning with 2 outs against the red-hot Milwaukee Brewers, Heliot Ramos came through with a clutch 2-run single to give the Giants a stunning 4-3 walk-off victory. A massive win to keep their own playoff hopes alive. In the American League, the Texas Rangers are making a push. They completed a sweep of the Guardians with a 5-0 win, thanks to 7 scoreless innings from Merrill Kelly. The Rangers are now back to 500 and sit, just 4 games behind the Mariners for the final wild card spot. And finally, in a high-scoring affair, the Kansas City Royals outslugged the Detroit Tigers 10-8. Vinny Pasquantino continued his incredible power surge, hitting his 28th home run of the year, which was also his 9th homer in his last 14 games. The man is on fire. What a weekend of baseball. From historic records to nail-biting pennant races, this is why we love the game. And the action doesn't stop. The game to watch tonight features 2 teams we've already talked about, as the New York Mets travel to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies. It's a pivotal series for the NL playoff picture. You'll have 2 aces on the mound with Kodai Senga going for the Mets and Christopher Sanchez for the Phils. Can the Mets claw their way back, or will the Phillies solidify their lead in the East? It's going to be a fantastic matchup. That's all the time we have for today here at Baseball Extra. We're dedicated to bringing you the most thorough baseball news and analysis you can find anywhere. If you enjoyed this deep dive and you love the game as much as we do us a huge favor. Hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. Your support means the world to us and allows us to keep bringing you content like this. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll see you next time.